RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Zeisser Kia, the ultimate buying experience. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice. Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place. First Mid-America Credit Union. New name, same great credit union. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Quality Buick, GMC, Cadillac. Serving the Riverbend for 52 years. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. Alton Refrigeration, the first choice in quality HD TV and appliances. Barry Macias, professional independent insurance agents. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your Roxana Shells.
Penalty that set the Shells up 1st and 10 at the Marquette 14. And 3 plays later, they were at 4th and 12, but Levi Wallace comes in and easily made that 33-yard field goal. And the Shells are on the board. It's 7-3 Roxana, and Wallace will kick it away, a deep kick, and that goes into the end zone, an automatic touchback. And it's a first down for the Explorers at their own 20-yard line. Michael Ford went back, and it sailed well over his head and through the end zone. We have quite a breeze here tonight, but it's a cross breeze, so that was not aided by the wind whatsoever.
No, in fact, as high as he kicked it, I thought maybe it might blow it towards the out of bounds because the wind is coming from our back across the field. And but that he had a foot into that one, Sam. That was one of the best kickoffs I've seen this year.
So the Explorers, who went 66 yards on 2 plays on their first possession for a touchdown, start 1st and 10 from their own 20. It was a 64-yard touchdown run for Derek Sterrett. Now Holm under center runs the option to the right side, keeps it himself, crosses the 20, and takes it out for a 2 or a 3-yard gain before the Shells hog tie him, and we'll call it a gain of 3 for Dalton Holm.
Yeah, the Shells defensive line was able to stop Holm similar to what they did the first time he had the ball. Stanley Corey was in on the play along with Eric Kessler.
2nd and 7, Marquette from their own 23-yard line. Wide to the left side comes Jimmy Lawless. Jack Miller wide to the right side. They run the option to the right side, but give it on the dive to the fullback. And Sterrett takes it out to the 25 for a gain of 2. And it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Explorers.
Explorers seem to be content running to the right side right now. It's the short side of the field for them.
Down to 8:45 and counting remaining in the first quarter. Marquette with a 7-3 lead. 3rd and 5 for the Explorers from their own 25-yard line. And they give on the jet play to LaShawn Whedon. He turns that left corner. He's got first down yardage across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. A gain of 8 and a first down for Marquette.
Yeah, that was a quick play. He made that turn very rapidly, Sam. He didn't come out wide like he usually does. He took a sharp angle. Was able to pick up the first down pretty easily.
1st and 10 Explorers, their second first down of the night from their own 33-yard line. Jack Miller wide to the right side. Wide left comes Jimmy Lawless. Double wing formation. Holm under center. The give. He keeps it himself and follows Sterrett right up the middle. And Holm out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. A gain of 11 and another Marquette first down.
Jordan Briggs on the tackle for the Shells. If he doesn't make that tackle, Holm could be racing down to the other end.
Now checking in for Marquette, Keon Butler. Replacing Jimmy Lawless. 1st and 10 Marquette from the Roxana 44-yard line. Marquette leading 7-3. Early first quarter action. Double wing formation, receivers left and right. Halm under center. And the Shells jump, and that'll be a 5-yard walk-off against Roxana, their first penalty of the night.
You know, Sam, I've noticed this year when Marquette plays, they get a lot of defensive offside penalties against the other team. I don't know what Halm does up at the line, but every game they get at least 2 or 3 defensive offside penalties.
Well, last week I think the Oilers jumped about 6 times, didn't they?
In the first half, I think they did, and you could tell their coach was frustrated about it because they've had to have told them stay until the ball's hiked.
1st and 5, Marquette, and here is the give on a wing counter. There goes Michael Ford. Ford finds the right sideline. Michael Ford still on his feet inside the 20, down to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Michael Ford, a 50-yard touchdown run, and the Explorers, they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line. It was a 49-yard run, and he stepped out at the 1.
It was a nice run, Sam. That counter is very effective for the Explorers. Their linemen are so big that when they stand up, the defenders can't tell where the ball's going, and Ford has a little delay in that counter, and when he gets to that outside, he is lightning quick.
1st and goal, Explorers. That was their 4th first down here in the first quarter. 3rd on this drive. This drive started at their own 20-yard line. They go double wing. And here is the give to the tailback, Michael Ford, and he is in for the touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown plunge by Michael Ford. Well, after he just ran 49, they let him have the final yard.
Yeah, he followed Derek Sterrett right through a nice hole by the offensive line and was able to walk in the end zone untouched.
So Marquette, 2 possessions, 2 touchdown drives. Last week against the Oilers, their first 8 possessions, they scored touchdowns. Now Nick Hofert out of the hold of Dalton Halm. The snap, the spot, the kick. That's up high, long, and good. Down to 7:24 remaining in the first quarter. The score now is Marquette 14, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Ace Hardware in Bethalto is your helpful place. It's where you'll find more than 70,000 items in the store and even more online. It's where the people know how to solve your problems. It's where top brands like Benjamin Moore, Still, and Craftsman make your jobs go smoothly and with confidence. It's where hot buys sizzle each and every week. Ace Hardware in Bethalto is more than helpful. They save you time and money too. From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
And the big play on the drive was the 49-yard run by Michael Ford that set up his 1-yard touchdown run. Marquette leading 14-3. Nick Hofert to kick it away and kicks it out of bounds to the right. He tried to pooch it over near the right sideline and got it too close to the sideline or got too much pooch. And so the Shells will start in good field position, start 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
I think they're going to decline the penalty and make them re-kick it. Sam.
Well, after Jordan Briggs had that big kickoff return before, I don't blame him.
I don't either.
And
now they switch Briggs and Levi Lawson, change sides on the backfield.
Briggs had been on the right. Now he moves over to the left, which is the side that Hofer kicked it to. Let's see if Marquette picks that up and kicks it over the other way.
Well, if the Explorers stay in their lanes and can get off the blocks, they can. That's what they've had the problem with, Sam. They don't stay in their lanes on the returns, and they once they break through, there's just Hofert back to make the tackle.
It is Levi Wallace and Jordan Briggs back deep to receive. A 54-yard kickoff return by Briggs earlier, and they kick it right to Briggs. He takes it at about the 21, out across the 30, right up the middle he goes, out across the 35 to near the 40-yard line, and Roxana will start 1st and 10 in pretty good field position.
Well, that's better off for the Explorers, be able to keep them back in their own territory after the kickoff. See what the Shells can do on offense now.
The Shells on their first possession started at the Marquette 14, could not advance the football, then got the 33-yard field goal from Levi Wallace. But the Explorers on 2 possessions have scored a pair of touchdowns. A receiver wide to the right side, backs in the eye behind Nick Hand, and now a whistle and a timeout for the Shells.
Timeout, Shells.
And apparently they didn't have 11 players on the field, realized it, and called timeout. And Pat Keith puts his arm around the young man who apparently was supposed to be out there and wasn't, and reminds him, hey, when we're on offense, you're supposed to be out there. Don't forget, coming up following the game, we will name the Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. So you want to stay tuned for that. Who will it be? Well, we'll find out as this game progresses. We're nearly midway through the first quarter, and already Marquette on top, 14-3. As I mentioned last week against the Oilers, the Explorers scored touchdowns on their first 8 possessions, and were within an eyelash of doing it on their first 9, but time ran out as they were at the Oiler 10-yard line at the end of the first half. 1st and 10, Shells from their own 40-yard line, and here's the give to Briggs, or no, that's Wallace, and Wallace squirts through a hole and pounds his way out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 5 on that carry for Levi Wallace.
That was a good hole by the Shells offensive line. He didn't get hit till the 5-yard gain was already in the books, and he was brought down immediately at that point by the linebackers of Marquette.
2nd down and 5, Roxana from their own 45-yard line. The clock rolling with 6:45 remaining in the first quarter. Marquette with a 14-3 lead. Wide to the right side for the Shells is Thomas Hackler. Another man in the slot, backs in the eye, and here's the give to Briggs, and he is just buried by Derek Sterrett. Sterrett got there almost simultaneously with the football and just took Briggs and buried him into the turf for a 3-yard loss.
Similar to what he was doing last week, he's run blitzing between the center and one of the guards, and he just times the count perfectly and gets in the backfield untouched, and was, like you said, as soon as Briggs got the ball, he got Sterrett.
3rd and 8, Roxana from their own 42-yard line. Receivers left and right. A wing to the left as well, and here's the give to Briggs trying to run the left side, and Holm grabs him and tackles him after about a 3-yard gain, and it's going to bring about a punting situation for the Shells as they'll face 4th and 5 from their own 45-yard line.
Jordan Briggs got some good speed, Sam. If he could get through that hole and break that tackle, he had a first down for the Shells, but Holm was very secure when he grabbed him and brought him down.
Well, I don't know who this is deep for Marquette. Somebody with number 25, and I don't have that on my roster. Maybe a freshman. At any rate, he's back standing at his own 10-yard line awaiting this punt from Jordan Briggs, and Briggs gets a nice kick away. And the return man from Marquette wisely lets it bounce, and it bounds into the end zone for an automatic touchback. Marquette will start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
The wind must have died down because Briggs had that ball way in the air, and it hit about the 10 or 8-yard line. And if it hadn't bounced so hard, the Shells could have downed it before it went in, but it took one big hop and was in the end zone.
Well, Roxana appears to have the best kicking game I've seen all season.
They really do. Very consistent.
1st and 10, Explorers from their own 20-yard line. Lawless wide left. Jack Miller wide right. Double wing formation. Holm, who started in that pistol formation on the first series, has been under center since then, keeps it himself, kind of runs a quarterback counter, finds the right sideline, and he's off to the races. All the way down to the Roxana 40 and tackled from behind inside the 30. And let's see where they say he went out, but a big run there by Dalton Holm. And they'll say he took it all the way down to about the Roxana 22-yard line. And that's going to be a run of 58 yards.
Nick Hand on the tackle for the Shells saved a touchdown there. But that was an excellent hole by the offensive line again. When he broke through the line, Sam, there was nobody around him. And I don't think they thought he had the ball. They were looking somewhere else for the.
He kind of started to the right and then cut it back started to the left and cut it back to the right. 1st and 10 Explorers at the Roxana 22-yard line. Halm under center, turns, keeps it himself, follows Sterrett. Or did he give it to Sterrett? No, I think it's Halm. And Halm has some good yardage inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line or so. Again, we'll wait for the spot.
Number 12.
Was it Halm or?
Yeah, it was Dalton kept it. He did pull it out from Sterrett and followed him through the hole. And there was about 4 or 5 Shells were able to bring him down after about a 7-yard gain.
Halm now 5 carries for 80 yards. 2nd and 4 Explorers, and now another timeout on the field.
The Shells called a timeout.
4:31 remaining in the first quarter. It's Marquette 14, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Red or black, silver or gold, new or used. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they know options are important to you. That's why they've made relationships with local dealerships where you'll receive all the extras with First Mid-America Credit Union's low rates and financing done on the spot. All you have to do is decide what you want. Your car, our loans, they're made for each other. www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a representative.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
2nd down and 4 Explorers at the Roxana 16-yard line. Double wing formation. Forward in motion to the right side, and they give it on the counter. And that's Sterrett, and Sterrett brought down after a short gain. May have gained 2 down to the 14-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and short for Marquette.
Brandon Little on the tackle for the Shells. Sterrett didn't have much room to run on that one.
3rd and 2, and now the Explorers go without a huddle at the 14 of the Shells. Forward in motion to the right side. Halm keeps it himself, cuts it upfield, and Halm walks into the end zone for the touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown run by Dalton Halm, and the Explorers are 3 for 3.
The Shells weren't expecting that. The Explorers didn't huddle up. He got to the line quick, and the Shells weren't able to react to the play as the Explorers started it off.
3 possessions for Marquette, 3 touchdown drives, 2 80-yard touchdown drives, and a 66-yard touchdown drive. Now Nick Hoford out of the hold of Dalton Halm. The snap, the spot, the kick. That's up high, long, and it is good. So now with 4:01 remaining in the first quarter, Marquette has extended its lead. It's the Explorers 21, the Shells 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
When you own a business, your loss could be your employee's loss too. That's why you should put American Family Insurance and me to work right away. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. I can help you design property and liability coverages that fit the needs of your specific business. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher, at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Whether you're planning for home improvement projects, family vacations, college tuition, or consolidating credit card debt, use your home for what you need. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer home equity loans and lines of credit that can lower your costs. For more information, visit www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a First Mid-America Credit Union representative.
Offense then did the Oilers last week. Marquette put up 68 last week, and with still 4:01 remaining here in the first quarter, Marquette has put 21 on the board. And now Nick Hofert will kick it away, and he lines one taken by one of the up men for the Shells, and he returns it out across the 40 to the 42 or 43-yard line. And again, the Roxana offense will take over in good field position.
That was a good return by the up back. He grabbed the ball and just hit it straight up field, got about 10, 12 yards on the return. Good field position for the Shells at their own 42.
A 4-play, 80-yard drive for Marquette on that last possession, following a 6-play, 80-yard drive and a 2-play, 66-yard drive. 1st and 10 Shells. Roxana yet to post a first down. They start from their own 42. Hand turns and gives it to Levi Wallace, and he is brought down by Jack Miller, but flags flying. That'll be a face mask against the Explorers as Miller clearly reached out and grabbed his face mask.
Yeah. And we weren't the only ones who saw it, Sam.
Nope. Even the guys in the striped shirts saw that one. So that'll be a walk-off against Marquette. Lots of discussion, and I
don't think they have the rule anymore where it's a 5 or a 10-yard. I think it's all 15, isn't it?
15 all the way. Well, it's a hold against Roxana and a face mask against Marquette. Those will be offsetting penalties.
Redo everything.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Shells from their own 42. Offsetting penalties.
I was surprised because they both threw their flags at the same time. The side linesman was the one who called the holding, and I didn't see it, but Shells lost an opportunity there to get a 15 yards.
1st and 10, Roxana from their own 42, and they run it up the middle. Goes Levi Wallace, and they ran a bit of a counter there, and Wallace has first down yardage across midfield all the way down to the Marquette 44-yard line.
That's good ball handling by Nick Hand, the quarterback for the Shells. He faked the handoff to 2 other players and then handed it off to Wallace, who had a nice hole to get through, and he's a quick little back. He got through the hole and made some nice moves to pick up about 14 yards.
A 14-yard pickup for Wallace on first down, the first down of the night for the Shells. Receivers left and right. Double wing formation. They put a man in motion to the right side and give it right up the middle, and I think that's Levi Wallace again, and he squirts through a hole. It was Wallace inside the 40, down to the 39-yard line, a gain of 5.
The Shells are confusing the Explorer defensive line and with their blocking schemes and their backfield movements. The Shells are opening up a couple holes the last few plays for their running backs as they run straight ahead.
2nd and 5 for the Shells at the Marquette 39-yard line. Nick Hand puts a man in motion to the right side and hands him the football. That's Jordan Briggs. And Briggs squirts inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 3 on that carry.
Eric Starrett on the tackle for the Explorers. Now the Shells are going to have 3rd and about 3 yards for a first down.
Briggs has carried 5 times for only 4 yards, so Marquette has done a good job of shutting him down. He is a talented runner. He sets up as the left wing back. Levi Wallace, the fullback. They put Briggs in motion and give it to Wallace right up the middle. He's got first down yardage inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line, and a gain of 10 on that carry.
The Explorers were concentrating on Jordan Briggs going in motion. They thought he was going to get the ball, and the Shells countered with Wallace up the middle, and he had a nice hole to go through.
2 first downs on this drive for Roxana, 1st and 10 at the Marquette 28. The Explorers lead 21-3. We're down to 1:35 and counting remaining in the first quarter. Receivers left and right, double wing formation. This time Briggs is the right wing back. They put a man in motion to the right side and run the counter to Briggs. He turns it right up the gut and takes it inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line, a gain of 4.
He is a nice run on that by Briggs as he got hit right near the line of scrimmage, but he drove forward to pick up 4 yards.
2nd and 6 Shells at the Marquette 24. The best possession of the game thus far for Roxana. They started at their own 42. They picked up 2 first downs and faced 2nd and 6 at the Explorer 24-yard line. Inside of a minute remaining in the first quarter. Hand turns, gives it to Wallace right up the middle. He's hit immediately and then manages to jump over the pile and takes it down to the 21-yard line, a gain of about 3.
Mason Schroeder and along with Brett Greenwell on the tackle for the Explorers. But you're right, Sam. He had to jump over the lineman to get any yardage out of that one because there wasn't a lot of room there.
3rd and 3, Roxana at the Marquette 21-yard line. Double wing formation, Hand with receivers left and right. Puts a man in motion to the right side and gives it to Wallace. He finds an opening off tackle right, and Wallace has a first down to the Marquette 16-yard line, a gain of 5 on that carry.
There's another nice hole. The Shells are mixing it up, running different plays, and the Explorers are unable to stop them right now after they're getting 4 or 5 yards of rim.
That'll be the final play of the first quarter. As they stop the clock to move the sticks, now they roll it with 5 seconds remaining. They'll count those off. And at the end of 1 quarter of action at Charles Raich Field in Roxana, it's Marquette 21, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yeah, they've made a few adjustments and they're mixing up their plays, Sam, and the Explorers haven't reacted very well to it. Roxana's picking up 4 or 5 yards of run.
1st and 10 Shells at the Marquette 16-yard line. Double wing formation. Nick Hand under center, turns and gives it right up the middle again. It's Levi Wallace. And Wallace has positive yardage inside the 15, down to about the 12-yard line, a gain of 4.
Yeah, and they're not getting they're getting good penetration by their offensive line, pushing the Explorers back a little bit with a nice gap there for Wallace to run through.
2nd down and 6. The Shells with the football at the Marquette 12-yard line. Receivers left and right. They put Wallace in motion to the right side and hand him the football in that jet play, and he just couldn't turn that right corner as Marquette strung it out. Brett Greenwell did a good job of containing the edge, and Wallace gained a yard at most.
Yeah, it looked like they were running to the short side of the field there, Sam, and those plays are hard to, if you can string it out, you can get them out of bounds before they can turn the corner.
Granite City tonight, and at the end of the first quarter down there, Granite City leads the Redbirds 14-7. You'll hear that game play-by-play tomorrow evening about 6 here on the Big Z, following Illinois and Ohio State. 3rd and 5 Shells at the Marquette 11-yard line. Double wing formation. Hand puts a man in motion to the left side, and Marquette jumps offside. And that's going to be very, very close to a first down.
Turnabout's fair play. Now the Explorers jumped off sides. They got a little over anxious. Good hard count by Nick Hand.
Marquette's 2nd penalty of the night. And they'll walk it off and say it is a first down. 1st and goal for the Shells at the Marquette 6-yard line. The 4th first down all on this drive for the Shells. And now they need to figure out how to finish it off. 1st and goal at the Marquette 6-yard line. And the Shells send a receiver wide to the right side. That's Thomas Hackler. Another man wide left. Double wing formation. And here's the give right up the middle. Wallace, he finds an opening, but it closes quickly. And Levi Wallace inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line, a gain of 2.
A.J. Lipka was able to grab him as he ran through the line, but Wallace still picked up 3 yards on the play.
Well, they're going to say it's at the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal for the Shells right there. Nick Hand came over to the near sideline to get a play, and now he's back out into the huddle. The Shells break the huddle. Receivers left and right, a wing to the right. That's Briggs. They put him in motion to the left side and give it to Wallace. Up the middle he goes again, working actually the left side off tackle, and Dalton Holm is there to meet him. But Wallace took it down to the 2-yard line, a gain of 2, and it's 3rd and goal right there.
Well, the Explorers have been able to slow them down a little bit, but they're still getting positive yardage, the Shells are, on every play.
Marquette with a 21-3 lead. And the Shells 3rd and goal at the 2. After the Marquette offside penalty, they had it 1st and goal at the 6. So 4 yards on 2 plays, and now 3rd and goal at the 2. Wallace, the lone setback, a pair of receivers to each side of the field. They give it to Wallace, and he is met and brought down for no gain on the play. Holding his position there on the defensive line was A.J. Lipka. No gain whatsoever. Now it's 4th and goal Shells.
That was kind of surprising. They put Jordan Briggs out as a split end on the right side, and no Explorer went over there to cover him. I was kind of thinking the Shells were going to throw it to him, but they tried to spread the Explorer defense out and run it up the middle, and it didn't work.
And so now the Shells take a timeout. 8:29 remaining in the first half. Marquette 21, Roxana 3. The Shells facing 4th and goal. Back with more in a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Everybody's saying buy American, but not me. I just want you to come drive American. Come out today and see for yourself. No one has a more impressive selection of vehicles than Ford. Whether it's a Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, F-150, or any other Ford product, no one can beat Ford's quality. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anybody.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years, just off Route 3 or Highway 67 in Alton, or at RobertsMotors.com.
At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer more than savings accounts, checking accounts, money markets, loans, and IRAs. They also offer a Visa Platinum Card, which rewards their members with low rates, no annual fees, no hidden fees, no balance transfer fees, built-in safety features to protect your card from fraud, and a reward program which rewards you for every purchase you make. Apply today for a First Mid-America Credit Union Visa Platinum Card at www.1stmidamerica.org.
4th and goal Roxana at the Marquette 2-yard line. And now somebody's late getting onto the field after the Shells huddled here on the near sideline. And again, they put a pair of receivers to each side of the field and handed on a reverse. And coming to the left side is Jordan Briggs. He's in for the touchdown, but a flag was thrown, and I think this is going to come back because I think they may have gotten a cracked back block. As Briggs tried to turn that left corner, they had Briggs set up on the right side as a wideout, handed the football off in the backfield and ran a reverse. And Briggs raced for the pylon here on the left corner, just got in, but it's going to be a crackback block against the Shells and will negate the touchdown.
Yeah, it was an illegal block in the back on one of the Explorer defensive backs who had a shot at Briggs before he could get to the pylon, but because of the block put him on the ground, that negated his opportunity. So the Shells are looking at a long 4th and goal now. They'll be outside the 10-yard line.
4th and goal at the 11. And earlier they kicked a field goal, but they're going to go here on 4th and goal at the 11. Wallace certainly has the ability to hit a field goal from here. He hit a longer one earlier in the first quarter. Now Hand throws for the first time tonight. It's intercepted by Brett Greenwell at the goal line, and he takes it out to the 1 or 2 yard line, and that's one of those interceptions that if you're an Explorer, you wish they hadn't made. That's one that generally they're coached. If it's 4th down, you have a shot at an interception at the goal line, knock it down. Well, would have taken it out to the 20 or out to the 11 anyway.
Well, I think his best choice would have been to catch it and go right down in the end zone instead of try to return it, because if he doesn't catch that, there is a shell right there behind him, and if he bobbles it or anything, you never know what could happen. So
the Explorers They're just outside the goal line. They're inside their own 1 yard line, and here is the give, and that's Derek Sterrett, and he drags a host of tacklers with him out for positive yardage, maybe a gain of 3 or 4 on the play. Well, he got 5. Took it all the way out to outside the 5 yard line.
Sterrett looked like he may have taken off a little bit before the snap. He's very quick when he gets in the backfield to get a handoff. He tries to get a running start sometimes.
2nd and 4 for the Explorers from their own 6 yard line. And here is the give, and it's LaShawn Whedon on a counter to the left side. And Whedon brought down after a short gain. He gained, apparently he lost yardage. He lost a yard on that play. Lost 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 6.
The Shells plugged up the whole line on that play, Sam. There was nothing there. The Explorers tried a couple different fakes, but the Shells were in good position.
Now on 3rd down, it's Halm out to the right side, running the option, turns it upfield. He's got first down yardage out across the 10, out across the 15. And a gain of 10, gain of 11 on that carry for Dalton Halm. Call it a gain of 10 out to the 14-yard line. And that was a big first down for the Explorers. Are you surprised Pat Keith didn't call for a field goal on that?
Yeah, I am. I thought that, you're asking a lot to get a 4th and 11.
And they could have cut it to not an 8-point game, but 15-point game, a two-possession game.
Yeah.
Back to pass. Halm lets it go deep down the middle, and it is caught. It is caught by the Explorer wideout, and he's still on his feet at the 40. And all the way down to the 30-yard line, a flag is thrown well behind the play. Halm underthrew that, and the Explorer receiver came back and caught it, and then outran dodged some Roxana defenders. And now we'll see what the flag's about. The flag came about 20 yards behind the play.
Well, it's about where he caught the ball and started heading upfield, so it may be an illegal block against the Explorers.
So
they had a couple of receivers down there with him making blocks. That's possibly what it is. And they are bringing it back.
And nobody knows who this number 25 is. Everybody in the press box is saying, who is that? It's a hold against Marquette. So they'll walk it off from the spot of the foul, which was the 49-yard line, a 10-yard walk-off, 48-yard line, takes it back to the 38. But nonetheless, it was positive yardage for Marquette, about 20 yards positive on the play. But the Explorers' 3rd penalty of the night, and Marquette ends up with a first down out of it. That was Halm's first completed pass of the night, first pass attempt. Now Halm runs the option to the right side. Big hole. Another flag is thrown well behind the play. Down to the 30, down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Dalton Halm, but I have a hunch that may come back too.
The flags are down on the play.
I'm not sure. The sideline judge on our side threw it. I'm not sure what his complaint was.
The flag was thrown about 20 yards behind the play. If it stands, it's a 62-yard touchdown run for Dalton Halm. But now the officials huddle. The flag, I don't see it anymore, but it was
right at the 50-yard line about, roughly.
And apparently it's going to come back because the entire Marquette offense comes all the way back to its own 35-yard line. So
when he threw the flag, Sam, Dalton Halm was running at about the 40-yard line in the Shells territory, and he threw the flag back around the 45 or 50-yard line. So we'll see what do we got here. Sideline.
Another sideline warning against the Shells. It's a touchdown. It's a 62-yard touchdown run for Dalton Halm. And the Explorers, 4 touchdowns on 4 possessions. That was a 99-yard touchdown drive. And Dalton Halm has 166 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
Well, he had a huge hole. They were looking for the Explorers to go up the middle, and he came to the outside, and it was wide open for him, Sam.
So the Explorers, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. And Nick Hofert will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Dalton Holm.
Coach Keith is trying to get an explanation of what the Shells are doing wrong on the sideline to get a warning and then a penalty. That's
apparently they'll assess that then on the kickoff. Yeah, they got a warning on one of the first plays of the game. And now, I think this might be the same officiating crew that did the Marquette Greenville game at Public School Stadium in Alton.
I think you're right.
And this referee doesn't move very fast. Here's Hofert's extra point attempt. It's good. 6:05 remaining in the second quarter. The score now is Marquette 28, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is fair.
Since 1947, St. Peter's Hardware and Rental has been helping you get the job done right. When planning a do-it-yourself project, party, or event, turn to St. Peter's for what you need to make it successful. St. Peter's carries brand-name tools like DeWalt, Bosch, and Milwaukee, quality True Value paints backed by a lifetime warranty, and everything else you need from gadgets to grills. Shop in-store or shop online. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice.
And this last touchdown drive, 99 yards, capped off by the 62-yard touchdown run by Dalton Holm. Not the longest touchdown run of the night, though, because Derek Sterrett had a 64-yard touchdown run. Now Nick Hofert will kick it into the end zone as he was kicking from the Roxana 45-yard line after they assessed that penalty for the sideline violation against the Shells. A 15-yard walk-off. That's a big penalty for a sideline violation.
It is, and I'm not sure. It didn't look like the Shells. Maybe somebody said something or got in the linesman's way, but it didn't look like they were that close to the field. The line of players is right along the 3-yard line that they have marked outside there. So I don't know. Didn't look like there was anything abnormal to me.
1st and 10 Shells from their own 20-yard line. Receivers left and right, double wing formation. Nick Hand, the sophomore, under center, and the give is on a counter. That's Jordan Briggs, and he struggles to gain a yard, maybe 2 on that carry. And again, right up the middle, I'll tell you what, he is a force in there. That's Derek Sterrett.
Yeah, he is. He makes a lot of plays in between the tackles, Sam. Makes a lot of tackles for the Explorers.
And you can just tell by watching him, he's in charge out there.
Yes, he is.
He feels like he's running that defense, which he does.
Yeah, and they all stand around him.
But he exhibits a lot of confidence. 2nd down and 9 Shells from their own 21-yard line. They put Briggs in motion to the right side and back to throw his hand. A little swing pass out to Briggs. He finds the right sideline and picks up positive yardage out to about the 26-yard line, a gain of 5 on that completion.
Dalton Holm was able to get over there to tackle Briggs, but that was a well-designed play by the Shells. Got Briggs out into the open field. A nice throw by Nick Hand to get it to him, so he was running forward when he caught it. He was able to pick up about 5 yards on the play. It was a good play by the Shells.
3rd and 4 Shells at the Marquette 26-yard line. Roxana closes out their season next week against the Oilers, the big crosstown rivalry. The Oilers will likely come into that game winless. And if this score holds up here, the Shells will have 1 win, but nonetheless, it'll be like the Super Bowl when those two meet.
Yeah.
3rd and 4 back to throw. A hand sets up, lets it go deep down the left sideline. He had a man there. And the receiver just looked over the wrong shoulder. Open on the near sideline was Austin Todd, and I don't think he ever saw the football.
No, he didn't. He didn't see it till it sailed over his head because he turned and was looking for the ball at Sam. He was behind the defender, and he just couldn't pick it up. My guess is he was looking back into the lights down by the goal line, and he just didn't pick the ball up quick enough.
Well, he looked over his right shoulder and actually needed to turn and take it over his left shoulder. He had beaten LaShawn Whedon.
Oh, yeah, and he was running more of a post when the ball was thrown for a fly pattern down the flag. So
now this mystery man from Marquette, who we're guessing is a freshman, number 25, stands back deep, and the kick is off the side of the foot of Jordan Briggs, and it's a very short kick.
Goes out of bounds, too, Sam.
I think he was trying to kick it away from the return man and shanked it, and it's going to be a kick of only about less than 15 yards, and Marquette will take over at the Roxana 37-yard line.
Yeah, the ball kind of fluttered off the right side of his foot and landed over on the track by the Marquette stands.
1st and 10 Explorers, who already lead at 28-3, 4:12 remaining in the first half. And here's the give to Derek Starrett up the middle, and he drags 3 Shells with him inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. A gain of 5, almost 6 on that carry for Derek Starrett.
Yeah, it was a good play by Starrett because he was hit right as he broke through the line, but was able to bull his way forward, which he does very well. He takes a couple Shells with him.
Marquette with more than 250 yards rushing in this game. Now here's the give. Michael Ford finds the right sideline. Ford's going to go all the way, 32 yards for the touchdown for Michael Ford, his second touchdown of the night, and now Marquette 5 touchdowns on 5 possessions.
I'll tell you, Sam, the Shells had the players out there. They saw the play coming. They were able to get into the backfield, but Michael Ford is so quick and shifty that he was able to make both of the Shells not even be able to touch him. And then he got good downfield blocking by his receivers to be able to walk into the end zone untouched.
Now, Nick Hofert will attempt to make his 5th consecutive extra point. The snap, the spot, the kick. That's a line drive that goes through. And with 3:34 remaining in the first half, the score now, Marquette 35, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
Meet the Young family. American Family Insurance put together a special policy for them. It's called the I'll Get Married When I'm 40. The game's on at my place. Who needs more than 2 seats in a car? And life may be about to change. Policy. American Family works with you to choose from over 375 products and features to create your custom family protection. Is your coverage as unique as your family?
And 2:17 remaining here in the half. 1st and 10 at the Roxana 25-yard line. Double wing formation. Halm under center. Turns, hands it to LaShawn Whedon. He turns that left corner. Whedon cutting, dodging, and takes it all the way down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. A gain of 11 on the carry and a first down for Marquette, their 11th of the night.
That was a nice play, nice run by Whedon. He's getting along the sideline and making the Shells miss along there. He had 2 or 3 guys he needed to beat to pick up the first down.
1st and 10 at the Shell 14-yard line, and here's the give. It's Michael Ford to the right side, cuts it outside. Ford at the 10, at the 5, going for the pylon. Dives, loses the football as he hits the ground, and he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Again, downfield blocking by the Explorers allow Ford to get down near the goal line. Once he gets through that the first line at the line of scrimmage, Sam, he's got good block downfield.
1st and goal, Explorers at the Roxana 1. The clock stopped with 1:47 remaining in the first half. Marquette with its 6th possession, looking for their 6th touchdown. Now they go with the power I formation. And on 1st and goal, here's the give to the tailback. That's Whedon. He follows Sterrett into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well-designed play. The Shells were unable to stop them. It's when you only have a yard to go and you got that power formation, you can generally pick up your 1 yard.
A 25-yard touchdown drive there following the Shell turnover. It was LaShawn Whedon with his first touchdown carry of the night. A 1-yard run. And now Nick Hofert will attempt another extra point. So Marquette last week scored touchdowns on its first 8 possessions. And tonight, thus far, they have scored touchdowns on their first 6 possessions, attempting to make it 42-3. Well, actually, they're going to go for 2 here to try to make it a 40-point lead, which would mean we'd have a running clock in the second half if the Explorers could maintain a 40-point lead before halftime. And now Marquette will call a timeout as apparently they didn't like the way things looked when they set up. But a 2-point conversion would make it a 40-point lead. And if that stood up through the final minute 43 here, then we'd have that running clock, which many might appreciate.
Well, if they want to get home and watch the Cardinal game, I guess that's a possibility. But, you know, I guess that's the motivation. One thing we talked about earlier, Sam, off the air, was the Explorers' extra points. It's very rare for them to be able to make all their single extra point kicks in one game.
And they've looked very good here tonight.
Yeah,
they've had some difficulty in weeks past. And sometimes they seem to give up on it and then just exclusively go for 2. But I like the fact that they've improved, because when you get to the playoffs, an extra point could be the difference in a game. So the 2-point conversion attempt now for the Explorers, double wing formation, double tight. They put man in motion to the right side, and they want to throw. Now Holm takes off for the pylon and gets in for the 2-point conversion. And Marquette has that 40-point lead.
Well, it looked to me like Holm had that corner the whole way, but he wasn't. He was still looking to pass the ball. It didn't look like he took off running for it until late, and that allowed the Shells to close in on him, and he just barely got in, Sam. It was close.
So the Explorers do make it a 40-point lead, and so now, unless the Shells put some points on the board here in the final minute 43, when we start the second half, it will be a running clock throughout the entirety of the second half.
Well, like we said earlier, the Explorer kick coverage team is not always the best. So, and the Jordan Briggs is not out there right now. Wallace is, or someone else had stepped up. Unless Briggs came in, he might be moved up to one of the short men. I can't.
He is over there on the far side, up at about the 25-yard line.
That's not a bad idea by the Shells. Move him around, because the Explorers don't want him to get the ball. They want to kick it to somebody else.
Back deep is Jordan Ornell along with Levi Wallace. And then about 15 yards in front of them, Briggs in the middle. And the Explorers recognize that, kick it deep, and it goes right through the hands of Wallace, who has to go back and pick it up at the 10. Up the right sideline he tries to go, and I don't think he got to the 15-yard line. So with 1:34 remaining in the half, the Shells have a long way to go.
Well, that kick was a pretty good kick by Hofert, and he had a lot on it, and Wallace thought he was able to catch it relatively easily, and it went right through his hands. It must have really been moving pretty quick.
Shells will take over 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
So the Shells from their own 15. 1st and 10. They send receivers left and right. Wallace, the lone setback. And Hand turns and gives it to Wallace. Finds an opening to the left side, but Dalton Holm is there to bring him down after a 2-yard gain.
He had a little gap there, but Holm closed it quickly. And I think the Explorers are going to try and keep them from getting any big plays. The Shells don't have any timeouts, so they really are at the mercy of the clock right now for the rest of this half.
2nd down and 8, Roxana, from their own 17-yard line.
17-yard line.
They're slow coming out of the huddle, down to 1 minute remaining in the half. Game 2 tonight here on the Big Z. Civic Memorial and Triad. Here's the give again. It's Wallace, this time working the right side. And he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard, but no more.
It's tough sledding now for the Shells. Marquette, I don't think, is playing them to pass at all. They're just basically sitting on the running plays.
Well, last week the Shells were touched for 55 by Greenville. And here at halftime, Marquette has 43. But it's hard to get well when you have to play Greenville and Marquette 2 consecutive weeks. Now again, a straight ahead running play. Again, that's Wallace, I believe. And he picked up a yard, but that's going to be the final play of the first half. And at halftime, Marquette has things well in control. The Explorers looking for their 6th victory of the season. Lead Roxana by a score of 43-3. Back with some halftime information in just a moment. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Whether you're planning for home improvement projects, family vacations, college tuition, or consolidating credit card debt, use your home for what you need. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer home equity loans and lines of credit that can lower your costs. For more information, visit www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a First Mid-America Credit Union representative. Since 1947, St. Peter's Hardware and Rental has been helping you get the job done right. When planning a do-it-yourself project, party, or event, turn to St. Peter's for what you need to make it successful. St. Peter's carries brand-name tools like DeWalt, Bosch, and Milwaukee, quality True Value paints backed by a lifetime warranty, and everything else you need from gadgets to grills. Shop in-store or shop online. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice.
They're not getting having any lapses of memory or taking control of the ball. They're taking good care of the ball, not making any mistakes that way.
Well, I always enjoy watching football here at Roxana. It's a great venue, and I've always liked the Shells uniforms. It doesn't matter what combination. Sometimes they do the blue and the red, the blue and the gold, and the red and the gold. And this year, it's red jerseys and the gold pants and the red socks and the red and gold helmets.
And their numbers are easy to read.
Easy to read. And now Nick Hofert, whose right leg will probably be very tired when the night is over, kicks it away, and it's Levi Wallace from his own 10 out across the 15 to the 20. And across the 20 to about the 23 or 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Shells right there. And that Roxana offense back out onto the field. Nick Hand, the sophomore quarterback. You know, you mentioned earlier they split back when they were threatening to score. They had sent Jordan Briggs out as a wideout for the first time, and nobody from Marquette covered him. And that's probably a sign of a sophomore quarterback. By the time he's a senior, he'll probably recognize that and check off at the line. But when you have a sophomore in there, sometimes those things don't happen. Now Jordan Briggs gets the handoff on that jet play and has good positive yardage out across the 25 out to near the 30-yard line, 35-yard line. A gain of about 8 on that carry for Jordan Briggs.
Yeah, it was a good play. The Shells had a lot of lead blockers out for him, and he was able to pick up good yardage before he was finally tackled by Dalton Holm.
2nd and 2 Shells from their own 35-yard line. Marquette seeking its 6th victory of the season. Next week they travel to Southwestern. Now Briggs in motion to the left side, and they hand it to him on the jet play. He turns that left corner, has first down yardage out near the 40-yard line. A gain of 5 that time for Briggs.
They have sealed that corner, and he beats one player. That time it was Jack Miller who was able to outrun him to get the corner and pick up the first down for the Shells.
A reminder that we do have a running clock throughout the second half. because the Explorers have a 40-point lead, so it will not stop except for changes of possession, following scoring plays, and when somebody calls a timeout. And that will expedite the playing of the second half. 1st and 10 Shells just outside their own 35-yard line. Nick Hand bends under center, double wing formation. Long count puts Briggs in motion. Now they give it right up the middle. That's Levi Wallace as he faked the handoff to Briggs as he went by and then gave it to Wallace. And Wallace, positive yardage, a gain of 4 on that carry.
It was a good surge by the offensive line. They pushed the Explorers back, and Wallace was able to pick up 4 yards.
Wallace, 16 carries for 59 yards. He's been quite productive.
He's a good complement to Jordan Briggs. He's a little smaller. He's got about the same amount of speed, but he's a little shiftier.
2nd down and 6 Shells from their own 45-yard line. 2 receivers to the right side. Briggs in motion to the right side. They hand it to him, and he is stacked up and brought down for a loss on that play. Derek Sterrett in there along with Michael Cook on the tackle.
Yeah, the Explorers had plenty of numbers over on that time. They got a good surge into the backfield. Briggs really had nowhere to go.
Loss of 2 on that carry for Briggs. And now it's 3rd down, 3rd and 8 for the Shells from their own 43-yard line. Down to 8:33 and counting remaining in the third quarter. Marquette leading at 43-3. A receiver wide to the right side for the Shells. That's Austin Todd. Another receiver in the right slot. And back to throw a hand. They set up a screen to the left side, but the Explorers blow that up. And in there, the first one to make the tackle was LaShawn Whedon. They completed it to Briggs, and they pick up 2 yards on the completion.
Well, that was a well-designed play by the Shells, but LaShawn Whedon had his eye on Briggs the whole way. And the only problem with the play on that one, Sam, was the linemen were unable to get in front of Briggs before and block for him before Whedon came up to make the tackle.
Now, a punting situation for the Shells. Briggs stands back at his own 35-yard line, and it's a fake, and he goes nowhere. Michael Cook smelled that out all the way, and it's about a 4-yard loss on the fake punt by Jordan Briggs.
Yeah, he had no intention of punting that. He took the snap and immediately ran to the right, unfortunately for the Shells. Michael Cook was paying attention, and he was able to get in and make the tackle on Briggs before he could pick up a first down.
Well, Cook showed good quickness, too, because Briggs looked like he might have a step on him, but Cook contained it, and Briggs never could get outside, and so now the Explorers start on a short field, 1st and 10 at the Roxana 38-yard line. They put a man in motion. That's Ford in motion to the right side, but it's going to be Halm all the way. Halm finds the right sideline. Dalton Halm now pitches it back to Ford down the right sideline. He goes. He's in for the touchdown, a 38-yard touchdown run. And I'll tell you what, Dalton Halm was about 15 yards downfield before he pitched that back to Ford, and then Ford like lightning down the right sideline.
I didn't know that he had even pitched the ball back to him, Sam. I thought that he had gotten tackled, but apparently he pitched it back, and Ford was, like you said, he was streaking down the sideline, and there was nobody there to catch him.
Ford with his 3rd touchdown run of the night from 38 yards out. Halm did about half the work.
He doesn't get any credit,
but Ford gets all the credit. And now Nick Hofert's extra point attempt is up high, long, and hit the left upright and bounces through. So, well, they still got the clock running. They can stop it now, but they should stop it now, but it's all right with me. It came with about 5:50, and they really should stop the clock now after the scoring play. But it came with 5:50 remaining here in the third quarter. It was a 38-yard touchdown run by Michael Ford. Nick Hofert adds the extra point. The score now, Marquette 50, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is fair.
Worked on the backs staying within the pitch zone for Holmes so that he can get rid of it at any time.
Jordan Briggs with a 2-yard run on that first down carry out to his own 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 Shells right there. Actually, the 34-yard line. And a quick pass out to the right side to Jordan Briggs. And he loses the football, but another Shell there quickly to cover it. Out at the 40-yard line, a gain of 6 on that completion from Hand to Briggs.
Zach Mundy was the one that fell on the ball. He was downfield blocking for Briggs and was able to recover the football for the Shells. So it's 3rd and short.
3rd and 2, Roxana from their own 40-yard line. Down to 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Marquette leading Roxana 50-3. It was 43-3 at halftime. And Marquette with the only points here in the second half. Marquette 7 touchdowns on 7 possessions tonight. Now they give to Levi Wallace, and he has first down yardage out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A gain of 6 for Wallace, and the 6th first down of the night for Roxana.
A good run by Wallace. He put his head down and was able to knock the Explorers back when they confronted him, and he picked up the first down.
1st and 10 Shells from their own 46-yard line. Roxana scored on its first possession, a 33-yard field goal by Levi Wallace. Another time they threatened, and since then, Marquette has shut him down for the most part. On the first down play, here's the give right up the middle. Oh, no, they faked the handoff up the middle and gave it to Jordan Briggs around the left end. Briggs across midfield all the way down to the Marquette 39-yard line, but there is a flag lying at the Marquette 46, and that'll likely be a hold against the Shells.
Yeah, that was like we've said earlier, Nick Hand is very deceptive with the ball in the backfield. Made a nice fake to the handoff to Wallace up the middle, but was able to hand it to Briggs around the right side, the left side. As he was going downfield, one of the wide receivers was holding on to a Marquette defensive back, which instigated the penalty.
Roxana's 4th penalty of the night for a total of 40 yards. It's a 10-yard walk-off. Moves it back to their own 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 12 for the Shells.
0, 9, 5, 5, 7, 8, 6.
The Shells send Zachary Mundy wide to the right side, Briggs in the right slot, and the pitch back, and here is Wallace trying to sweep the right side, get some blocking out in front. Now he cuts it back as he reaches the near sideline and dives forward to the Marquette 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16 and a first down on the carry for Levi Wallace.
Levi Wallace is showing us some really good moves here in the third quarter. He has all game. When he's gotten into the open field, he's able to run, and it's hard to bring down.
That's the final play of the third quarter. And after 3 quarters, Marquette 50, Roxana 3. Back to Charles Raich Field for the fourth quarter. In just a moment, you're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer more than savings accounts, checking accounts, money markets, loans, and IRAs. They also offer a Visa Platinum Card, which rewards their members with low rates, no annual fees, no hidden fees, no balance transfer fees, built-in safety features to protect your card from fraud, and a reward program which rewards you for every purchase you make. Apply today for a First Mid-America Credit Union Visa Platinum Card at www.1stmidamerica.org.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Well, now I'm playing hurt. They're throwing footballs into the crowd. One of them came in here and got me right in the chest.
You have to bring your net next week, Sam.
I will. That old Harry Carey net. 1st and 10 Shells at the Marquette 40-yard line. Here's the give right up the middle. That's Jordan Briggs. He lost the football.
I think
they're
going to
say he was down before it came loose. Otherwise, it would have been another turnover. A gain of 1 on that carry for Briggs.
Well, really, the Shells haven't turned the ball over that much today, Sam. They've only had 1 or 2, I think.
2nd down and 8. Yeah, 2 turnovers. The interception thrown by hand down at the goal line early in the second quarter, and then the fumble
late
forced by Starrett late in the second quarter that led to a Marquette touchdown. 2nd down and 8. Roxana at the Marquette 38-yard line. Receivers left and right, the backs and the eye behind hand. Here is the give. Levi Wallace, lots of running room. Off tackle right, and Wallace has a first down to the Marquette 29-yard line. A gain of 9 for Wallace, who now has 90 yards rushing on 19 carries.
Yeah, he is explosive, Sam, in the backfield. When he sees the hole, he just zips right through it. The Explorers were finally able to bring him down after a first down for the Shells.
Civic Memorial and Triad follows this one. A big game for the Eagles, who are trying to find a way to get a couple of wins in the last couple of weeks to become playoff eligible. Clock rolling with 10:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette leading at 50-3, but it's 1st and 10 Shells at the Marquette 29-yard line. Back to throw his hand. Lets it go deep down the left side, and he overthrew everybody. As Keon Butler had good coverage there on the intended receiver, Austin Todd.
You know, it's kind of surprising. They went with the play-action pass, and the Marquette defense was not fooled. They had everybody dropped into the coverage, and there really wasn't anybody for a hand to throw to. He just kind of overthrew it just so they could fight another day.
2nd down and 10, Shells at the Marquette 29-yard line, down to 10 minutes remaining in the ball game. Marquette with a commanding lead. 2 receivers to the right side for the Shells. Another man wide left. They pitch it back, and here's Levi Wallace. Lots of running room down that right sideline. He's got first down yardage down inside the 20. Down to the 18-yard line, a gain of 11 for Wallace. He's now got 101 yards rushing in this ball game.
Another is good play. They went to the short side of the field on a pitch out sweep, and Wallace was able to make the turn. Pick up yardage close to the first down. I think he's...
Well, he only got 9 on that carry. It's going to be third and one as they put the football down right at the 20-yard line. This is reminiscent of that drive by the Shells early in the second quarter where they moved right down the field and then couldn't punch it in. And now we've got a timeout called on the field taken by the Shells. It comes with 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. It's Marquette 50, Roxana 3. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
Zeiser Kia, the ultimate buying experience.
Gas prices are soaring, and so is the cost to own a car. I want to help lower that cost, so I'm here to make you this offer. If your car is financed, stop by Zeiser to see how we can help. If you qualify for financing and we can't lower your cost of ownership, we'll fill up your tank just for stopping by. And with Kia's great warranty and top fuel economy, we can literally save you thousands a year.
It's gonna be huge!
Visit us in St. Peters, Wood River, or on the web at stlouiskia.com.
On 3rd and 1 for the Shells at the Marquette 20, the give to Levi Wallace off tackle right. And he picks up 2 to pick up the Shells' 10th first down of the night.
They're moving the ball pretty consistently now, Sam.
1st and 10, Roxana at the Marquette 18-yard line. They send Austin Todd wide to the right side, another receiver wide left, backs in the eye behind Nick Hand on the first down play. The pitch back to Jordan Briggs, tries to turn the left corner, and he is hauled down from behind. A nice tackle there by Blake Bamper for the Explorers, and he throws Briggs for about a 3-yard loss, maybe 4.
That was a nice play by Bamper. He was being blocked, was able to shed the Roxana Shell offensive lineman and make the tackle on Briggs, who's a very good runner. That was an excellent play for a loss of about 5 yards.
The line of scrimmage, the Marquette 22-yard line. We're down to 7:35 and counting remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette with that 50-3 lead. Marquette has scored touchdowns on every possession here tonight. Backs in the eye, and here's the give to Wallace, and that time Wallace is tracked down before he can get going. He picked up a couple. And who was that on the tackle? Number 23 for the Explorers.
Riley Bamper.
Riley Bamper.
So he can't scamper past the Bampers, apparently.
Apparently not. Neither one of them, neither Wallace nor Briggs. And no gain on the carry that time for Wallace. And it brings about 3rd and 14 for the Shells at the Marquette 22-yard line. Down to 6:50 and counting remaining fourth quarter. And Hand under center with the backs in the eye. The pitch back to Wallace, and he's going to throw the halfback option. Lets it go into the end zone, and it is picked off by the Explorers. That's Jimmy Lawless. Lawless still on his feet and finally spun down outside the 10 near the 15-yard line. He picked it off right at the goal line, and it was an ill-advised throw by Levi Wallace as the Explorers were not fooled. Wallace looked and looked and looked, really had nowhere to go with it, and finally thought, what the heck, I'll give it a shot. And there might be is that a penalty marker or just some debris on the field?
I think it's just somebody's towel, Sam. They don't seem to be calling a penalty. The Explorer defense, again, they weren't fooled by the halfback pass because they had everyone back in coverage.
So the 3rd turnover of the night for the Shells, 1st and 10 Explorers. Now Jack Miller under center. Fumbles the snap and covers it right at the line of scrimmage. So the Explorers getting some reserves in there, including moving the sophomore Miller into the quarterback position. I'm sorry, Miller's a junior now. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Explorers. Again, Miller brings them to the line of scrimmage. Receivers left and right. And here is the give, and rough sledding in there. I think that was the fullback on the carry. Well, actually, Kareem Hamilton on the carry. And he was stopped for no gain.
Yeah, he wasn't. The Shells had good penetration, and there wasn't anywhere for him to go. He tried to make a couple moves, but they brought him down.
How many 3rd downs has Marquette had tonight?
Not very many.
Not very many. 3rd and 10 for the Explorers from their own 14. Receivers left and right. Hamilton in motion to the left side. The ball is fumbled, and the Shells cover it. So Marquette, with all the reserves in there, having difficulty, and Marquette has its first turnover of the night, and the Shells will take over in great field position.
Looked like when Miller went to hand the ball off, the ball popped out of the hands and went forward, and the Shells linebacker was able to grab it and fall on it for the Shells possession.
1st and 10 Shells at the Marquette 16-yard line. Down to 4:05 and counting remaining in this football game. And the Shells send a receiver wide to the left side. The backs, Wallace and Briggs in the eye behind Nick Hand. On the first down play, they give to Briggs off tackle right. He finds some running room, bouncing off tacklers, and has some nice positive yardage down near the 10-yard line.
He's a tough runner, Sam. When he puts his head down, he's tough to bring down.
He picks up 6 on the carry. Briggs, 16 carries for 30 yards. Wallace, 22 carries for 101 yards.
I think the Explorers' defense was focusing on Briggs all night, trying to keep him from having a breakout game, and it allowed Wallace the opportunity to pick up the yardage for the Shells tonight.
Second down for the Shells, 2nd and 4 at the Marquette 10-yard line. Again, 2 receivers to the left side. Backs in the eye, and here's the give to Briggs. Now working the left side. Briggs bouncing off tacklers. He's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Straight ahead running for Briggs as he was able to break through the line. They had a little gap there for him, and he just bowled his way into the end zone.
A 10-yard touchdown run by Jordan Briggs. The Shells' first touchdown of the night. So the Marquette turnover sets up the Shells on a short field, and they cash in. And that makes it 50-9 in favor of the Explorers. And now the extra point attempt off the toe of Levi Wallace out of the hold of Nick Hand. The snap, the spot, the kick. The Wallace's kick is wide to the left, no good. And with 2:51 remaining in the fourth quarter, the score now, Marquette 50, Roxana 9. You're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports.
Since 1947, St. Peter's Hardware and Rental has been helping you get the job done right. When planning a do-it-yourself project, party, or event, turn to St. Peter's for what you need to make it successful. St. Peter's carries brand-name tools like DeWalt, Bosch, and Milwaukee, quality True Value paints backed by a lifetime warranty, and everything else you need from gadgets to grills. Shop in-store or shop online. St. Peter's Hardware and Rental, the best products, service, and expert advice.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
Barrett back at Charles Rage Field. Marquette with a commanding lead in the waning moments here. And this will be returned for Marquette by Michael Ford. Ford up the left sideline now reverses his field. Not much running room back there, and he is hemmed in and brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. And so now the clock rolling with 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. It will soon be in the books. Marquette will go to 6-2. They'll have a date at Southwestern to take on the Piasaw Birds to close out the regular season next Friday night. And even more notably, close out Marquette's affiliation with the South Central Conference.
Yeah, this may be the last time the Shells and the Explorers meet for a number of years, because the Shells, I think, are staying in the South Central Conference.
Indeed.
And the Explorers are going to the Prairie State Conference, so it'll be hard to meet.
Now here's the give right up the middle, and some positive yardage on that carry for the Marquette ball carrier. And
Riley Bamper.
That was Riley Bamper. He picked up about 5 on the carry.
Number 23, Riley Bamper.
And if Marquette can avoid turning it over, they probably only need 1 first down to close this one out. Jack Miller under center. Puts Kareem and Hamilton in motion to the left side, and the give again up the middle, and I think it's Bamper again. A fullback. It was. And he picked up 2 on that carry. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Yep. The Explorers are just trying to run the clock out. Put this one in the book, Sam.
Last week, Marquette touchdown drives on their first 8 possessions. They did it on their first 7 here tonight. 3rd and 3 for the Explorers. Man in motion to the right side. Miller runs the option to the right side. Picks up first down yardage with a gain of 5 on that carry for Jack Miller. And now the Explorers will be able to take a knee and close it out.
Miller showed a little bit of speed there, Sam, as he cut it upfield. As he hasn't had a chance to run much at quarterback this year, and I'm sure he's excited about getting the opportunity.
Keyshawn Young wide to the right side. Wide left for the Explorers, Keon Butler. Miller under center, puts Hamilton in motion to the left side. Miller keeps it himself. Now pitches it back to Hamilton. Kareem Hamilton cuts it back. Kareem Hamilton out across the 47 for a gain of 14 on the carry, and that'll be the final play of the game.
That was a nice play by the Shells to tackle Hamilton as he's cutting through them on the defensive backs and the linebackers. They were able to grab him and hold him one or two more steps, and he could have been gone.
The final seconds tick off the clock, and this one is in the books. The final score, Marquette 50, Roxana 9. Back to wrap it up from Charles Rach Field. In just a moment, you're listening to Z1570 Radio Sports. Ragusa drops to throw. Now lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got Thorpe, and he makes a dandy catch.
Here's another steal by Bradley. Lumpkins all alone. He lays it in from...
Sam Stev along with Joe Barrett back at Charlie Rach Field in Roxana, where the Marquette Explorers came in and spoiled Roxana's homecoming. Marquette with a commanding 50-9 victory. Marquette now 6-2 on the season. They'll try to close it out next week at Southwestern, make it 7-2, and hope for a home game in the first round of the playoffs. The Roxana Shells, meanwhile, fall to 1.
Since 1947, St. Peter's
Friday night and try and close out their season on a positive note in a big crosstown rivalry. It'll be the last time Roxana and Wood River will play for who knows how long, because the Oilers also will be an independent next year as they'll leave the South Central Conference, and the Shells, with a 9-game conference schedule, won't be playing Wood River. That'll be odd.
No, that will be odd. I'm sure that the people around here are really looking at next week's game between Roxana and Wood River as probably the last time they'll play against each other for quite some time.
Well, the Explorers had this one in hand for the entire game. Second play of the game, Derek Sterrett, a 64-yard touchdown run. Holford added the extra points, 7-0 Marquette. The Shells got on the board on their first possession of the game as they got a big kickoff return by Jordan Briggs, but the offense unable to move it. And Levi Wallace kicked a 33-yard field goal, and then Marquette just started piling on at that point. Michael Ford with a 49-yard run to set up a 1-yard touchdown run by Ford. Holford added the extra point. Marquette led 14-3 midway through the first quarter. Then late in the first quarter, Dalton Halm, a 14-yard touchdown run. Holford's extra point made it 21-3. That's the way the first quarter ended. And then Marquette scored 22 points in the second quarter. Halm, a 62-yard touchdown run. Holford added the extra point. Ford, a 32-yard touchdown run. Holford added the extra point, 35-3. And then LaShawn Whedon, a 1-yard touchdown run. Dalton Halm ran it in for a 2-point conversion. Marquette led 43-3 at the half. Michael Ford with his third touchdown run of the night, a 38-yard touchdown run, but it was really set up by Dalton Halm, who took it 15 yards downfield before he pitched it back to Ford, who finished it off for a 38-yard touchdown run. Holford's extra point made it 50-3. And then it was late in the fourth quarter, Jordan Briggs with a 10-yard touchdown run for Roxana after Marquette had turned it over. Marquette's only turnover of the night. The extra point was wide, and that made the final score Marquette 50, Roxana 9. Marquette with, nearly 400 yards rushing. In fact, they might have hit the 400-yard mark. They did indeed. Just over 400 yards rushing on the night for Marquette. So our Munganast Alton Toyota players of the game, that Marquette offensive line. A.J. Lipka, Eric Hewells, Michael Cook, Clay Diskin, and Joe Hart. Anytime you can spring your running backs, I don't care how good the running backs are, they still have to have holes to run through. When you rush for over 400 yards, that offensive line's doing something right.
And they didn't have any really negative plays, Sam, where they were caught in the backfield at all. The offensive line made holes for the running backs the whole game. The Explorers were able to get positive yardage and big runs out of their backs once they broke through the front line.
Next Friday night, Joe Barrett and I will join you from Southwestern High School to be game 2 of our broadcast doubleheader next week. So if you want to hear Explorer football about 9:15 next Friday night following the Roxana Wood River game, which will be the live game next Friday night. Don't forget, coming up next, we've got CM and Triad, and then tomorrow, following Sports Talk, which comes your way at 11 o'clock, we got Greenville and East Alton Wood River about noon. Then 2 o'clock, we go for Illini coverage, Illinois hosting Ohio State. Then about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, Southwestern Conference action, Alton and Granite City. So the Explorers 6-2. The Shells fall to 1-7 on the season. And Marquette goes to Southwestern. Roxana hosts Wood River next Friday night. Thanks to our engineer, Brian Hennigan, and thanks to my partner, Joe Barrett. Again, Sam Stem reminding you the final score, Marquette 50, Roxana 9. We say have a great weekend, everybody.